You're listening to episode 86
86
of Fresh Floppies.
What's up to all our sidekicks and hedgefolk out there in the Geek Nation? Welcome to Fresh Floppies, a show where Noel and I, JD, discuss the books that are coming out this week, brand new on the shelves, hot like biscuits on the biscuit shelves.
Hey, behind the sausage curtain.
Yeah.
How the sausage curtain is made.
Yes.
Because it's links, but then in the links is regardless.
Like beads.
Yeah, like sausage beads that hang down
over the door
frame, so it's a sausage curtain, and behind it are secrets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Secrets. I placed my coffee too far away from me, and I'm gonna have to come off my headphones for a second. So
I'll keep going.
You know what? I figured that, and nobody can see this. I'm actually motioning with my hands, just moving
to move
the sausage
curtains,
bead curtain,
sausage beads.
All right.
Yeah.
And go.
I have my coffee here, and I'll tell you what. For Valentine's Day, I got Sushan a frother, like a milk steamer. It's pretty rad. It's because we used to just we had like a coffee machine that did like the foaming.
So it sounds like you got yourself a frother.
I got us a frother, a steamer. It's wonderful. Anyway, we're here to talk about the comics that come out today without spoilers, so don't get all uptight about it. Calm yourself down. We're going to start off with DC All In presents Zatanna #1 by Jamal Campbell, and also Jamal Campbell, and also Jamal Campbell. I believe he did it all by his onesies.
That's so true.
And we love Jamal Campbell because he did Far Sector, but was that N.K. Jemisin who wrote that? Yeah, but this one he is writing and drawing himself, and I like me some Zatanna. Did you finish the last Zatanna miniseries I just finished up a couple months ago?
I sure shit did, JD.
Tell me more about it, Noel.
Well,
did you like it?
I loved it.
Oh, great.
It was a delightful romp.
It wasn't.
It was Black Label.
Marcos Martin.
It was
Javier Rodrigo.
Mariko Tamaki and Javier Rodriguez.
Thank you.
It was absolutely wonderful. It was Black Label, so it was technically out of continuity.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just kind of like a Vegas performer running amok because she's got a magic past. It was great. Absolutely wonderful. This has similar vibes. It's the kind of Black Label book that if they want to make it continuity someday, they can, but it's out of continuity. It's just like meh, meh, meh. This has that same kind of like vibe, emotion, but it's done in a very superhero way, whereas that was like very almost romance novelish kind of way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I do like Mariko Tamaki quite a bit.
It was an absolutely wonderful book. The Bringing Down the House, was it called?
Yes. Sounds right.
When that's collected, it is absolutely an entry point for anybody that's just like, hey, who's this magician with the fishnets?
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect. Super jump in. And that's what this feels like too,
I feel like this is another one of those, yeah.
So I absolutely love Jamal Campbell. I think
we've established
that.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime they're on a book, I'm going to try it. I've actually been really salty that they launched the Superman title and only did 4.5 issues.
Yeah.
Maybe like 2 others later down the road, which were featuring Zatanna. But if this is what they've been doing this whole time, word.
Yeah.
I'm
Aces.
down. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For those not familiar with Jamal Campbell's style, it is noisy. It is very noisy. It's very bombastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shit ton of panels. It's a lot of panel breaks. It's wild collages. If I have any dig on this book, is that it should be an oversized format. He should only ever be in oversized formats because there is some incredibly intricate splash pages in here that almost bothered me because they were so small.
Oh.
Not old man eyes bothered me. It's just like there's so much storytelling in just these 2 pages, and I'm a little overwhelmed by it.
I see.
Yeah, so it's almost like it's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
But I had that problem.
It's like when you're at an interview and they're like, "What are your negatives?" Well, I'm too much of a perfectionist. I'm too good.
I care too much, and that's what makes this difficult.
Yeah. This is off to a great start. This was fresh AF. I really enjoyed reading this morning. I love it.
Yeah,
Highly recommend. I don't ever know that much about Zatanna. She's not a character that I spend too much time with, but I've enjoyed the these last two so far.
She's your favorite character's favorite person.
She's John Constantine. Yes, they're my favorite couple. John Constantine and Zatanna.
Yeah,
Zatanna? I'm
going to say Zatanna.
Okay. Yeah, highly recommend. This was great.
Pick this book up. There's so much I mean, can I just spoil that magic makes the magic in this book, how it's represented is really, really cool, but it also plays with 50 other genres and formats in the page, and it's just so beautiful. This book is it's really special.
Yeah, it's
basically really special.
I guess what's the story? Basically, Zatanna is about to kick off a new special show that she's doing with a whole bunch of other performers, and a previously disappeared magician comes back.
Shows up to run afoul.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. It's a great book.
Yeah, good stuff. Aliens versus Avengers #3 by John Hickman and Isad Rabish with Sforcina. This is good. This is good. There is something that happens here in this series where you go, oh man, the aliens got a hold of that guy? Oh man. And then that's it. They yada yada several things in this story that kind of bothered me a little bit. One specific, I'm like, how did that happen? How is that even possible? But giving it some thought, I'm like, I guess they could have done this, and this, and this. But it just sort of yada yada some stuff. Other than that,
you're talking about the
I
battle,
like it.
The battle midway.
And they come back to find
the fate of others.
Yes.
I bought that. I mean, you're overrun by xenomorphs.
I guess but you're also flying.
Yeah, I mean, it takes one to take them down, and then they're filled with acid.
I guess.
It's not out of the realm of possibility. If it was like Hulk, okay, maybe.
Which also happened, didn't it?
But 2 issues ago.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
How did?
But we didn't actually see that fate.
That's true.
So there's a bunch of. This is the second time in this series that they imply fates.
Yeah.
We saw what happened in this one, but it's off screen a lot. This is a very weird book.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yes.
But it's very weird.
Yes.
It is not concerned with. On one hand, it's very bombastic and silly, but on the other hand, it's just I don't really care to show you that silly part. I'm just gonna move over here because this is where they want the story to go.
Yeah.
We have a whole thing on Mars and what happened to the mutants, and
which was awesome.
It was really cool.
It was
actually.
really cool.
There is one instance where a character refers to them as face huggers.
How did you know that?
Now, it's not out of the realm. This character is a little wacky, so it's not out of the realm of possibility for him to have just, I'm going to call you face huggers.
Yeah.
But it just felt a little off.
Same. I thought the exact same thing. I'm like, oh, you know what they're called? Okay, cool.
Or
to be fair, they do hug faces. It's not that big of a stretch to be.
It's not wild,
Yeah.
but it is fun. This book, you know what I think gives this the highest marks for me? It's very, very fresh, is that I have no clue where it's going and what's going to happen next
at any given moment.
No.
Yes.
It is not shocking me, but surprising me at every turn. Sometimes I don't like that, but other times but no matter what, I'm respecting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also don't love Isad Ribish here.
It's way too muted for me.
I love their painterly kind of style and the gravitas that they give the book.
Yeah.
But every terrain looks the same,
Yeah.
and everything is kind of dulled.
Yes. No, I agree. Some of the faces are kind of meh.
I don't remember his work feeling like this in Thor. It was more colorful, right?
Yeah.
It was more. But either way,
yeah,
it's a solid.
It's
book.
still solid. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But it's just I wish they would stop. I wish he would stop yada yading certain things.
So both of these are fresh AF and fresh.
Yes.
Okay. I need to talk about a book. I know you're not reading yet.
Yet.
Because I know these are your favorite characters. I'm referring to DC All In #3, The New Gods. The New Gods #3, written by Ram V with art by Federici and Gable. I forget his first name, but it's okay. It's okay-ish. This book it's 2 books. So I'm on issue 3. I think I'm really liking it, but I also think I'm tired of it already.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The art is fantastic. Every single issue is Evan Cable and another artist. In this instance, it's Riccardo Federici, who I think did the the art for The Last God. You remember that book?
I never read it.
It was good. Yeah, Evan Cable and Farici. The last issue I think was Jorge Fornes and Evan Cable. They're telling two stories, juxtaposing them against each other, and I'm sure that it's going to all come together, blah, blah, blah. The current day is, Darkseid is dead, and now there's a war and apocalypse to take over, and then they're going to march on the good guys. High Father on New
Genesis.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. And then you have this other story in the present day that is a new god is born on Earth, and the High Father sends Orion to go kill it, and he doesn't want to kill a child, so he asks Mr. Miracle Scott-Free to like, I have to do this because my dad said so, but I know you can stop me.
Yeah.
So can you stop me?
Yeah.
I'll give you a week to stop me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, super
You told me about this with the first issue, and I remember that sounded cool.
That plot line is maybe conservatively 7% of this book.
I see.
The rest of it is highfalutin navel-gazing about the history of all things universal in space.
So it's a Ram V book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't read a lot of Ram V books. No offense to him.
Every other word is a new word. And it's just loaded with text. It's fucking beautiful. It's well done. But it is just such a momentum smacker. But he would not be swayed. He was a god after all. So they imprisoned him, cased his hands in his own metal, bond him, the heart of Zoram Aman with his own chains, as he held even chained of his mind forever free from like, what the... And then immediately cuts to Barda and Scott being cute.
Yeah. Now, I love Barda and Scott being cute.
I
grew to really appreciate them in the Mr. Miracle Tom King series.
The motor Pixis found itself drawn to the gravitational fallout of the sundering of Urngerd, eventually falling into the orbit of Galactica, which would later become known as New Genesis. But it is. I am reading a fucking textbook.
Yeah.
About the new gods.
Yeah.
And I just want a story.
Yeah.
About the new gods. The balance of the last issue wasn't the same.
Little info dumpy.
This is so good, and I know it's good, but I'm also bored by it.
Okay, sure.
Is that it's and I know that some people, this is their bread. This kind of shit's their bread and butter.
Yeah. I have to be in the mood for Ram V.
Kind of. I'm kind of feeling that too. I felt the same way. I read the first volume of his detective run. I'm glad I read it. It's very good, but hot damn, it is not a casual sit.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's fresh. It's fresh enough, but I want more of the A storyline, and I really wish they would balance the homework.
Sure.
A little bit more.
Yeah.
Like I want more life, personality, not just homework.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
Another book that was really interesting this week. Is Godzilla Heist.
Yeah. Now, please tell me it's Godzilla robbing a bank. Like it's Godzilla with a.
Well, you're not wrong.
Gun.
It was the perfect crime. They just needed the perfect distraction.
That's
Godzilla
great.
Heist.
It's so good.
By IDW.
It's so good.
Issue
I
number
love
1,
that.
written by Van Jensen with art by Kelsey Ramsey. So this is a really cute book. It is a heist book, but it's just they use Godzilla as cover and have a way to put.
Sure. So
it's the same kind of hua. I gotta be honest, I enjoyed it a little bit more when it was Kaiju Heist. From
there's a book called Kaiju Heist.
Yeah, we read it for the show.
Oh. Yep. Loved it.
I forget the imprint. It was either Aftershock or something else. You might have it on the shelf. It was that version of the story was just they, in a world where kaiju is real, they track kaijus almost like hurricane systems. Kaiju Score. Kaiju Score. Yeah. They track
have it.
Like hurricane systems. That's part 2. But still, they're both
steal from the gods.
That one was focused more on like the people and then just like the kaiju themselves were forces of nature. It wasn't unlike those old heist movies where it's there's a hurricane. It's the perfect time for us to the bank because it's evacuated.
Of course,
that kind of shit. This is more using Godzilla's attacks as agency of like we're going to make him attack something in order to blah, blah, blah.
Oh, they make Godzilla attack something?
There is a plot device that gets Godzilla to, fetch. So it's like a built-in distraction.
Just threw a big bone.
Yeah, basically. Which so that is a plot point in here that I guess is pretty important. But then I couldn't help but think, so we're killing millions of people, or
what are they robbing?
Couple trillion dollars.
I hope it's like a plus, like a 7-Eleven.
It's kind of weird. You want to root for these anti-hero characters, but then you're just like, they're pulling down like lots of destruction. There's got to be people that are dying. I won't think about it right now.
Yeah.
The art's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little scratchy. It's a little loose, but it really serves the purpose. And so far, the main characters are pretty interesting. They're all just like mercenary ne'er-do-wells. I'm in for the haul. I think this is only like a 4-issue mini.
Get it? Haul.
But if anybody finds this interesting, it's IP interesting. But Kaiju Score was actually really, really fun. Also, I would pick those trades up.
Okay.
We'll see how this turns out. But as of right now, Godzilla is just an unwilling participant.
Yeah.
And the art is really loose, but it's not.
It's kind of cool though.
Messy.
Yeah.
It's muddy, it's loose, but it's not like indecipherable.
Like Kelsey Ramsey.
Yeah. The action is really easy to follow. Like it's a fun book.
This is fun.
Yeah. And so I found what was it? Godzilla Skate or Die.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. Yes,
that was really fun, but I think the art held that one back. Like the way that they did the lettering was all like it was really weird. Like there was accessibility issues almost. Like if I didn't have, and at lost steam. So I'm really hoping this doesn't lose steam.
Okay, cool. Yeah. What are they robbing though? Is it a secret?
The first thing was he just robs a bank by leveraging Godzilla. I won't tell you what the big score is.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the big thing that came out last week was One World Under Doom #1, and there have been some other tie-in miniseries.
Yeah, these are all the that was the sound the opening salvo, the opening shot of so many One World Under Doom books.
Yes,
and there's a handful that came out today, but we're only going to talk about one or two.
You know what? I'll touch on Doom Academy real quick. Doom Academy by Mackenzie Cadenhead with art by Pascal Ferry, the guy who draws the eyebrows that you hate.
Yeah, not a fan.
If you like...
Fan of him, not a fan of his
eyebrows. Yeah. If you like Strange Academy, this is more of that. This is the next Strange Academy series, but it's called Doom Academy. It takes place in Latveria. They have to go to a new school. I didn't read enough of Strange Academy to know, So if Strange Academy is your jam, this is for you.
Cool.
Thunderbolts Doomstrike #1 by Kelly Lansing and Bianchi? Tommaso Bianchi and Yen Nitro. Yeah, Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly are the writers. Big stuff happened in this one. This is Thunderbolts, who are led by Bucky, who you may recall from
Captain
New
America.
World Order.
Oh.
Right? Is that what it's called? New World Order? Yeah. What?
It's a spoiler.
Is that a spoiler? No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh, whoops. Thunderbolts under Doomstrike. This guy's here. What did you think of this? Big thing happened. Speaking of spoilers, big thing happened in this
I love
book.
these. I Jackson Lansing and did I get their names right? Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. Excellent writers. I will always sample their stuff. I did read the last Thunderbolts mini, or at least the first 2 issues of it, and it was really fun.
King in Black one?
No, that was the one where they were like, we're actually gonna stop people. So like they actually
ahead of time.
Yeah, like so they went after Kingpin, they went after Doom, they went after Red
I see that really worked out.
It kind of did if you read the whole miniseries.
Yeah.
It was really, really good though, and like the rotating team of Thunderbolts was really fun too. I think Shang-Chi was in there for a brief period, and it was an extension of Kelly and Lansing's Captain America run, which was cool as hell. Mm-hmm. That's the Symbol of Truth, Sentinel of Liberty era.
Yeah.
Which is where Bucky gets his new moniker, the Resistance.
I hate it.
It's got its story.
Just
purposes.
Call him Bucky. Like, I realize you don't want to call yourself the Winter Soldier because that's what you were when you're under mind control.
They
but
got
like
code names.
The Resistance? No, I don't like it.
It's got code names.
And also, it took me a while to realize that his name was actually the Resistance in this book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is just an extension of that, but it's incredibly accessible as is. There's no need to do pre-reading. If anything, this is the kind of comic where you could just jump in, and if you like it, like, oh shit, there's other stuff that I could read that's currently available. That's the kind of book that it feels like. And it feels like a very important tie-in.
It does. A big thing happened in this, and I was like, oh, okay.
2 or
That's important.
3 big things happen in here, including like a nice little revealio.
The reveal at the end meant nothing to me.
Well, I mean, it's a deep cut. There's another.
Yeah.
There was
That's
another
a character I know almost nothing about.
There was another tie-in that came out this week that I'll talk about. There was a reveal at the end. I was like, oh, okay. I wonder if other people know how that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
this was pretty fresh.
Yeah, I think
Thunderbolts, Doomstrike.
I do not know this artist, but I really like them. Tommaso Bianchi. Okay. You may not like these comparisons. There's a little bit of Daniel Acuna, and then a lot of Howard Chaykin, especially in the faces and in the acting and some of like the overlays. Like, this is definitely somebody who admired Howard Chaykin, which is your favorite.
I like this guy better than Howard Chaykin.
I said it's really good.
This is better.
But you could definitely tell the influences.
Now that you've said it, I see it.
Yeah. Do you dislike it more?
No. Not so much Acuna. I don't see Acuna so much,
In the
but
coloring,
I definitely see
the Acuna in like the coloring and the shading. There's a almost sheen but not digital kind of appeal to it.
This is good.
Yeah, this is definitely Howard Chaykin, and I love it.
Bless me.
Yeah, this miniseries is good. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that you have over there?
Oh, I'll tell you. It's the true weird story. Let This One Be a Devil by Dark Horse Comics. It's issue number 1. It is by James Tynion IV and Steve Fox with art by Piotr Kowalski.
Peter.
You just say Peter?
Piotr.
Piotr?
I mean, it's
Peter?
phonetically.
Peter.
Peter Rasputin.
I always said like Piotr.
If you want to put on a Russian affectation, sure.
So
Piotr.
anyone who does not know, this is another true weird story. He had done a miniseries before this called Blue Book, and those were based on UFO tales. Supposedly true tales of UFOs.
Oh, can I?
Like actual stories.
So I just finished all of Twin Peaks, and they used Blue Books as like the Blue Book program or the Blue Book project.
I didn't know why they were called Blue Book. Why is it called Blue Book?
I don't know, but it's
because it was a program,
an actual thing that ended, I think, in the late 60s, and then in the universe of Twin Peaks, it developed into like further investigation, and the FBI started calling them Blue Rose cases.
Oh, cool! I had no idea.
Yeah, it's just funny. It's like, I did the Leonardo DiCaprio meme, like the comic book.
Yeah. But this is about the devil. This is the origin story of the Jersey Devil.
Oh,
Yeah. So this is off to a good start. If you like spooky urban legend tales, solid as hell.
Solid as hell.
And this is another one, just like Blue Book. There are 2 stories.
Oh.
So there's the one about the Jersey Devil, and then there's another one about a haunted house.
Do the writers do both, or do they split each?
It doesn't say. It says James Tynion and Steve Fox, but it doesn't differentiate. I'm assuming maybe Steve Fox did the backup and James Tynion did the Jersey Devil story. Let This One Be a Devil.
I don't even know if I can assume that, just because sometimes they just put the bigger name top.
Right.
When all he did was a backup. So I don't know. It's tiny unimpressed though, so cool. The art looks really fun.
It is. Both arts, because they're 2 different artists. Yeah, it's fun. It's off to a great start. Also, we don't talk about presentation as often as we should. This presentation is wonderful.
We don't talk about presentation as often as we should, because we only talk about it when it's great.
Yeah, that's true. This is great.
Yeah.
Let This One Be a Devil. Great presentation. Fresh AF.
So I read so many books. There's tons of books that came out this week. We kind of agreed on like the top 5 or 6, and I ended up reading
I'm going to read 90.
Like 12 books. So we're going to bring back Thunder Round-ish. So like I'm thinking I only need 30 seconds per.
Yeah. What Thunder Rounds were a thing we used to do before.
Forever ago.
Minute long videos were the usual. We were like, wouldn't it be fun to do a minute long, like you have a minute to talk about a book? And now every TikTok is a minute.
I'm gonna
or
make
three,
sure
I
that
guess now.
Vamp a little bit. I want
All
to
right.
make sure that I've got the creative teams. Okay.
Wonderful.
So
all right. You ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and keep to 30. When I hit 30 seconds, just
Next.
tell me to move on
Okay.
next. Okay.
Go.
Ultimate Wolverine #2, written by Chris Condon with art by Lucio. Anyway, more of the same.
Okay.
There's a lot of like really, really good little pieces in here, including the maker and whatnot. But the book itself is just an extenuation of the first issue. I know that sounds stupid, but I'm saying that the plot doesn't actually move. All they are still doing is testing the parameters of Weapon X or Winter Soldier in this
Gotcha.
issue. The art's really fun, but it is like a muddy, painterly style. That I have to move on? Next. Okay. Weapon X-Men, written by Joe Casey with art by Chris Cross. Who's this for? Maybe 45-year-olds who remember that era of X-Men. With that said,
Which era?
The Chris Claremont, Jim Lee era.
Oh, okay.
Like
Gotcha.
the late 90s into early 2000s era. It's charming, but also really cringy, but also charming. And then there's a pretty good reveal at the end where it's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. That's something.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this will become a self-referential kind of fun. But as of right now, it's kind of like
The end.
Member berries. Jenny Sparks, #7, written by Tom King with art by Jeff Spokes. Wowie wow! This ended in the most
Oh, it's over?
anticlimactic yet perfect for the story kind of way.
Okay.
There was no big battle, just kind of like, this whole series has been just discussions about our legacies.
Yeah.
And this was just a continuation of that. I think a lot of people that are expecting like a boom pow are going to be disappointed, but this will age well. This is a really good miniseries. I liked it. Wonder Woman #18, also written by Tom King with art by Daniel Sampier. This is the beginning of the very end. We are issue 19 is the end of the arc. What's the guy named? The Sovereign? The Sovereign's arc. And this is Diana finally just walking up to the White House and let's go. It is a very well plotted. The art is absolutely phenomenal, like it always is, and it's a really, really fun book. I'm very excited for this to finish.
Next.
And one of my favorite books going on right now and of the week, Ultimate Black Panther, #13.
What?
Written by Brian Edward Hill with art by Caselli? Vincent
Stefano
Caselli, that's right. I'm going to need more than 30 seconds.
Okay. Take your time.
This is
You get 32.
so good.
Yeah?
This is so good. And it's wildly different than any other Black Panther I've ever read before.
Oh.
In so much as they are magic, technology, doing something different with vibranium I've never seen before.
Oh.
You meet the ultimate Sorcerer Supreme.
Oh.
This book is absolutely phenomenal. Everyone needs to get I think the first 2 trades are out, the first 12 issues, or the first trade's out, the second
At least the
coming
first.
soon. Get this. This is so cool.
Oh.
And it's a slow burn,
Yeah.
but from like issue 9 on, it has just been clapping.
Wow.
Just so good.
Like cheeks.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I've only read the first issue, and I didn't grab me enough to keep with it, but
This is
I
awesome.
might have to catch up.
This is straight awesome.
You got me onto the Ultimates,
There's-
which I had given up on, and that's one of my favorite books right now.
There is they've done Hill and Caselli have done. They've gone out of their way to do something different, but in order to accomplish that, they had to present everything in kind of a familiar way first.
Sure.
So it was just like, oh, a hidden nation of Wakanda, and that's T'Challa, and okay, cool. But slowly they've broken that down to the point where it's like, this is a completely different book now.
Wonderful.
And I absolutely love
Oh,
it.
I love it.
Now,
Wonderful.
So that was my stupid rounds. That was like 80 books.
Thunder round.
Before we get to the last book, we do have an email.
Oh, we do.
Yes. So this is for Fresh Floppies episode 86 from Christopher St. Saucy Goodnight. Subject, Fresh Floppies 86.
Classic.
Bug Wars. I picked up Bug Wars mainly because Mahmoud Asrar's art, and this looked new thing like I've never seen. I've seen a lot. Got it. Understood. His faces are normally these smushed pug face looking things. It's a compliment when I say that. I love his faces. This felt more like Hitch's Ultimates work though, especially in the battle with the Chitauri.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chitauri. Why not?
I didn't hate this book, but I'm going to be cautious about it because while you aren't the first to compare it to John Carter of Mars, my local comic shop guy also compared it to that along with Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I mean, those are the easiest pulls.
Yeah.
And to me, it reminded me of that Joshua Williams book, Birthright, which went on way too long, and I bailed before the ending. That was like 50 issues.
Yeah. I read the first trade, which was good.
It's family meets fantasy. So are we? And then the next topic. So are we done talking about Absolute Batman? To be fair, Absolute Superman is far superior, but still would love to know what you guys thought of this issue. Same with Transformers. I would love to know what you thought of the OC, original character, at the end of the most recent issue. I can answer some of those. We're not done talking about Absolute Batman. It's just there was other stuff to talk about that week. And
we were like, we'll just be saying more of the same.
Yeah, so like
hey, this is good.
I think we only keep talking about Amazing Spider-Man almost every single episode just for the meme at this point.
Right, yeah, it's the bit.
Yeah. But when it comes to like,
to
hey, I'm just going to keep praising this book in the same exact way that I've been praising it, it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
So like, you know, we're still reading it, and I still really love it.
Yeah.
I also really love Absolute Superman. And with Transformers, I'm one issue behind. So
I'm
I didn't know.
3 or 4.
Issue 16 was the most recent. I think that's what he's referring to. I didn't read it. And same with this week. G.I. Joe 3 came out this week, right?
Oh, I haven't read G.I. Joe 2. Dang it. Actually, it was G.I. Joe 4, wasn't it?
No, 3 or 2. It's only issue 3.
Oh, okay.
It's still the same good book. I'm gonna. I don't know.
It's on my list.
Yeah, we're still
it.
loving it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's anything you want to add to that?
No, that's the thing.
Yeah, it's great books. Just there's only so much.
I just caught up on all the Absolute Superman. I don't know if I read the newest Absolute Batman.
Issue 5?
Yeah.
What he does with the $200 million?
No, I haven't read that yet.
It was good.
Cool.
It's very good. That's your review.
Last
week's issue was very, very good.
The 8 Deaths of Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man number 68, Legacy Edition 962 by Justina Ireland and Andrea Braccardo with Scott Hanna on inks. And man, we spent 3 or 4 issues of Peter being like, I don't care. I'm broken inside. I don't really care about anything anymore. And there's nothing you could do to change that. And then within 2 pages, we get something different. I don't care. This is a struggle for me now. But I think started off really fun. The 8 Deaths of Spider-Man series. I kind of can't wait for it to be over. It just lost all of its steam for me personally.
I think that Justina Ireland is doing the Lord's work in regards to keeping this remotely afloat.
Everything has happened so quick in this issue.
It happens so quick, but I think it's not. It doesn't feel earned because of the work that preceded her work.
I see.
Because everything that occurs in this issue, I actually think is really exciting.
Oh,
the choices he has to make, his little MacGuffin, and how it's going to be removed from the table. The surprise ending, like I think all of that was actually really, really good, but the fact that it's, happening in part.
What issue is this?
It's.
This is part 8.
The fact that all of this like cool stuff is happening in part 8 of what should have been a 6 issue that is now going to be like a 14 when it's done.
No.
Yeah, because with the 12 issues and then the deaths and the. I still think this is a cool ass idea. I still think that there's some like this is the kind of comic book where if I was just telling you what happened, you'd be like, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it's been so.
The pacing is so off.
It's been paced so poorly. It goes really, really, really fast and then slows down to nothing.
Yep.
And then shoots back up again. Like this whole emo Peter, this ennui that he has. They could have stretched that out to like. For a long time in the same way that you did like Superior Spider-Man and just like had him slowly kind of come to the realization he comes into here because he's gonna we know he's going to. It just has to feel earned. And here technically it's earned, but because this was paced so weird, like what if that was the first Scion that he had that whole thing with or the second one, not like halfway in. I don't know, it's just like the struggle that he's going through feels worth it, but the book didn't give it the weight I think it deserves.
Yeah, I agree.
And it is resolved like how it's resolved. I like.
Yeah, cool idea.
But
sure.
It even happens off page though too.
Yep. Yeah, man.
I just
What a bummer.
Very much.
I'm looking forward to number 1.
You're still like 5 issues from it.
I know, it's so far away. What is it, Pepe Larraz?
Sure.
Is he the one drawing it?
Yes, but how much they're going to draw, I don't know.
You shut up.
I'm being realistic.
Don't.
You've been doing this forever. You know how this shit works.
I know.
They get like 2 to 3 issues, and then all of a sudden it's fill-ins for the next 15.
Yeah, I know.
And it's Pepe Larraz and John Romita Jr. Two
Wildly
different art styles.
Oh my God.
So I mean, whatever.
Oh man, if it was Pepe Larraz and Ed McGuinness, go time,
cool.
baby.
That'd be super cool.
That'd be super cool.
It's gonna be. I don't know.
And I used to be a big JR fan too.
I'm still a fan of JR. It's just I'm still a fan of JR.
Yeah.
It's just not. It doesn't comport with Pepe Larraz or vice versa. Like, I don't know. I'm losing steam on ASM.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm steamless.
But there's along. 3 more issues of this. So
all right. Barely fresh for me.
Fresh enough only because I like seeing the plot actually move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fresh enough if you're already invested.
It's
not so egregious we're dumping it.
No. What are you looking forward to?
I mean, Batman and Robin year 1.
Year 1, hell
always
yeah.
Good. Always
yep.
The new G.I. Joe.
Yep.
I'm
gonna catch up on Transformers.
When is the new Radiant Black coming?
Stop asking me questions.
Is that this week or next week?
It's not this week.
I'm excited about Radiant Black.
I just finished up volume 2.
It's a good book.
It is. It's a really good book.
Yeah, you should read it.
But I'm reading Invincible.
Oh, so you're rereading something you've read twice already instead of reading new stuff.
Grab some horses and then hold on to them for a second, please. I've never finished Invincible.
So you're starting over?
No. I started with Compendium 2, which was like me backtracking so that I could kind of catch up with like what was happening.
Yeah, that's like issue 50 on.
Yeah. So I'm now on Compendium 3. Yeah.
You know,
I'm filling in all the gaps that I didn't quite hit.
First of all, I'm not a business owner.
Uh-huh.
I also don't have a toddler.
Yeah.
But I have time to read my current books and Alan Moore's Swamp Thing, which I am 2/3 through.
Oh, how is it?
It's really good.
Yeah, because it started off great, and I never finished it.
It stays good. So the second Absolute ends at the same time that Crisis on Infinite Earths is ending. So there is really weird little tie-ins. Like, for a couple issues leading up to it, they're just like, all this Red Sky shit. What's up?
Yeah, what's up with this Red Sky?
Hey, who knows?
Anyway.
But either way, come this way.
Yeah.
And it's all the Constantine stuff, too.
Oh.
And then Constantine eventually invites him to like, hey, worlds are ending. I'm more worried about what's going to happen afterwards. And he takes him to the observatory.
Sure.
The Monitor's observatory.
Oh, that thing. Yeah.
So he's in the big crowds of all the heroes from all the multiple universes. But it's like, hey, let them fight this. We're going to make sure magic stays. And the green stays. So let's go do this shit over here.
Oh.
So it's like, it's good and it stays good. But I finished that. So I just have the 3rd volume left.
Awesome. Nice.
Yeah, but I have time. I find time to read all of these excellent books, and I don't know what your excuses are, except the ones that I noted. But come on. Who cares?
Except for the very valid ones I've already stated.
Yeah, but Invincible. Watch the show.
Speaking of shows.
Yes, this week on the podcast, we're going to be talking about the #1 movie in America, Captain America: Brave New World.
Mm-hmm.
#1 movie in the world, actually. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so join us for that. And then we're going to do our What's Poppins and all this fun stuff, all the shit that we've been talking about and enjoying over the course of the last week.
Wednesday night, live stream, 8 o'clock. Join us, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live.
If you can't make it live, join anyway. Like, comment, subscribe.
Do all that fun stuff.
And we will reply. Also, if you want to email us cultpopgo@gmail.com and say hey.
Hell yeah.
I think that's it. I think we did it.
We did it.
We did it.
Time to open up a comic shop.
Huzzah!
Thanks so much for hanging out with us, and we'll talk at you later.
Thank you for listening to the Cult Pop Network, home to podcasts, live shows, and a whole lot of fun stuff for every flavor of fan. Follow us wherever you find your favorite podcasts, and be sure to join us live every Wednesday night at youtube.com/cultpopgo at 8 p.m. Eastern, While you're there, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you'll know when we drop new Thunder Rounds and episodes of Fresh Floppies, a spoiler-free show about single-issue comics released each week. Until then, we'll talk at you later.